Hello and welcome class 6th. Let's continue with the explanation of book exercise of chapter number 11. Okay, so students, yesterday we have done up to tick the correct answer, A part. Now let's move to B part, that is fill in the blanks. Let's see what question number 1 says. Question number 1 says the width of one finger was called an. What is it called, student? Remember I told you that in ancient time people used to use the body parts for measuring the lengths or for measuring the distance. So the width of one finger was one of their method. To measure the length with the width of their finger was one of their method. So what is that width of finger known as? It was known as angul. A-N-G-U-L, angul. What is it called? It was called as angul, A-N-G-U-L. Okay, question number 2. Time is a dash quantity. Time is a dash quantity. Does time depend on anything? No. And I have told you about fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities are those quantities which do not depend on anything. So, do time depend on anything? No. So, time is a which quantity? Time is a fundamental quantity. Clear? Now, question number 3. For larger measurements, dash of standard units are used. Means for larger measurements. Larger measurements of what? Larger measurements of standard unit. What are used? I have told you about multiples and submultiples of a unit. Told you. So what are multiples? Multiples are used for larger quantities and submultiples are used for smaller quantities. So what he is asking for larger measurements. So what is used for larger measurements? Multiples are used for larger measurements. Larger measurements of what? Larger measurements of standard units. Clear? So what will come here? Multiples. Now moving to question number 4. The motion of an object along a straight path is. What is that motion called when an object moves along a straight path? What is it called? It is called as rectilinear motion. What is rectilinear motion? The motion of an body in a straight path is known as rectilinear motion. Okay, so what will come here? Rectilinear motion. R-E-C-T-I-L-I-N-E-A-R, like rectilinear motion. Clear? Question number 5. A moving swing shows dash motion. Have you seen swing? What motion does it show? It shows to and fro motion. To and fro motion is called oscillatory motion. So what does a moving swing shows? It shows an oscillatory motion. What does it show? It shows an oscillatory motion. Okay, question number 6. Dash motions are repeated at fixed intervals of time. Which motions are repeated after a very fixed interval of time? Periodic motion. The motion that repeats itself after a fixed interval of time is known as periodic motion. And what about the motion that does not repeat itself after a fixed interval of time? They are non-periodic motion. But here he is asking the motions that are repeated. Repeated means they are periodic motion. So what will come here? Periodic motions. Clear? Okay. Now moving to the C part, that is very short answer type questions. What question number 1 says? What is measurement? I know students, you know all the answers. But let's discuss what is measurement. Measurement is comparing an unknown quantity with some known quantity of same kind. Remember students, the quantities, both the quantities must be of same kind. Okay, it is comparison of unknown quantity with some known quantity of same kind. Clear with measurement? Measurement is the comparison of an unknown quantity with some known quantity of same kind. Clear? Okay, question number 2. What is a cubit? Remember in checkpoint 2, question number 1, he has asked about the length between the tip of a middle finger to the elbow. Remember? So what was the answer over there? Cubit. So here he is asking what is cubit. We can say the length between the tip of middle finger to the elbow of one's arm is known as cubit. So what is cubit? The length between the tip of middle finger to the elbow. The length between the tip of middle finger to the elbow is known as cubit. Clear? Now question number 3. Give multiples and submultiples of kilogram. Again students, multiples are the larger quantities, submultiples are smaller quantities. So here we have to tell multiples and submultiples of kilogram. So first of all, what are the multiples of kilogram? Means what are the quantities? Which quantities are larger than kilogram? So multiples of kilogram are quintal and metric ton. What are they? Quintal and metric ton. Okay. And what about submultiples? What are the submultiples of kilogram? Submultiples of kilogram are the quantities which are lesser than kilogram. The quantities which are lesser than kilogram, that are gram, hectogram, decagram. So what are they? Gram, hectogram and decagram. So what are the multiples? Multiples are quintal and metric ton, and submultiples are gram, hectogram and decagram. Clear? Question number 4. When is an object said to be in motion? That is very easy students. What is motion? Yeah, when does an object said to be in motion? When an object changes its position with respect to the time, it is said to be in motion. Means when an object is moving, it is changing its position with respect to time, then it is said to be in motion. And when an object does not change its position with respect to time, what is it called? It is said to be in rest. But he is asking that when an object is said to be in motion. So the answer would be when an object changes its position with respect to time, it is said to be in motion. Clear? Now next question. Question number 5. Which type of motion does a bus moving in a hilly area have? Which type of motion does a bus moving in a hilly area have? Okay. Have you ever been to a hilly areas? Have you ever been to hill stations? So there you have seen that we do not have straight roads. We have roads in curves. We have paved the path through the mountains. Yes, so in hilly areas, a moving bus shows curvilinear motion. Means the bus moves in a curving motion. So what motion does it show? It shows a curvilinear motion because bus moves on curvy road. Okay, so what answer will come here? In hilly areas, a bus has curvilinear motion. Which motion? Curvilinear motion. That's all. Tomorrow we will discuss short answer type question. Thank you students.